everyone, this is Tanya from the Saved by King Jesus channel. Welcome back. I'm not too certain that you're going to like what I'm going to tell you here today, but I'm going to tell it because it is the truth. Now, this is the King James Version Bible. As you can tell, it's quite worn, okay? So let's move on to the first page I want to read to you. And I gather that most people don't actually read this part, but this is the introduction. To the Most High and Mighty Prince James, by the grace of God, to the Most High. To the Most High. There's only one Most High, okay, guys? This is actual complete blasphemy within itself. Okay, but let's keep reading. Great and manifold were the blessings of the most dread sovereign, which Almighty God, the Father, all mercies bestowed upon us, the people of England, went first to your Majesty's royal person to rule and reign over us. Whereas it was an expectation of many who wished not well unto our scion, and upon the setting of the bright and occidental star, Queen Elizabeth, the most happy memory. Okay, so let's go our Zion, okay? They denied that there was the Priory of Zion, but it's right there. Our Zion, okay? Some thick and palpable clouds, O darkness, would have overshadowed his land, so people would have been in doubt which way they were to walk and which way it should hardly be known who was to direct the unsettled state. The appearance of your majesty as of the sun and its strength instantly dispelled those supposed and surmised mists, and gave unto all that were well affected exceeding cause of comfort, especially when we beheld the government establishment in your highness and your hopeful seed by an undoubted title, and also accompanied with peace and tranquility at home and abroad. Many people think that the King James Version was the actual first English translation of the Bible. However, way before the King James, the Geneva Bible was out. In fact, King James banned the Geneva Bible. So if the Geneva Bible was such a good Bible, or a good book, why was it banned? Well, here's just one example, and see why a king would not want that in there. Ephesians 6:11-12. Put on the whole armor of God that you might abide to stand against the assaults of the devil, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers. Sounds pretty familiar so far, right? And against worldly governors who are the princes of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness which are in the high places. Now that basically says the governments are all evil. Now you understand why they would want to get rid of something like that. As a matter of fact, they did. And if you read the Geneva Bible, you'll find out they left a lot of things out, such as the true meaning of baptism, what the church is, and the reason they did it was to be able to control the people. They wanted to say that the government is divinely empowered, and at the church you got to listen to and, of course, control the church. And it's certainly not what you were taught in school, or most other places for that matter. Do you know that there's 20,000 changes from the Geneva to the King James Version? So with that said, you kind of get the idea or impression that they're trying to change everything around so it means something completely different than what it originally meant. Let's talk about the pre-Revolutionary War, the Rothschilds, for example. Their goal was to control the world by controlling the money. Very simple philosophy, actually. See, they didn't care who the government was, just let them control the money, and by controlling the money, they controlled the government. And they did exactly just that. Their plan was to finance both sides of the war. They did that. They took over the Bank of England by financing the Napoleonic Wars and deciding who was going to win. So it's easy to see how quickly Satan can creep into something. The translation of the Bible into English was a highly political and theological endeavor in the 16th and 17th centuries. The Geneva Bible and the King James Version are two prominent translations that reflect not only the linguistic differences, but also political and theological contexts of their times. Understanding the contrasting motives behind the translators of the Geneva Bible and the KJV provides insight into why these two versions, so based on similar textual foundations, present significant differences. For the record, Jesus has nothing to do with political. Research it for yourself. Our King Jesus didn't bring us this far to abandon us now. You were called, you were chosen, you were knit together in your mother's wombs, fearfully and wonderfully made. We are called to serve. King Jesus bless you all.